Hey there, welcome to Concept Hunter. Today I have the absolute pleasure of showing you Bullet Heaven 2, which is part of the Epic Battle Fantasy series. There's a couple of games in the series from a couple of different genres, but Bullet Heaven, as you can probably surmise, is of the bullet hell genre. It's called Bullet Heaven. Well, you get it. Anyway, this is number 2. I played number 1 a million years ago. I honestly don't remember exactly when, but it is quite old. And this is everything that this series is about. It's very standard, you know, the basic type of fantasy and everything that comes with it. There are characters that have been in these series for a very long amount of time. And it does everything that you'd expect, and it's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful bullet hell game. I love, love, love this genre. It's super fun to just kill stuff and avoid stuff being very, very perfect. And what can I say? It's incredibly polished. There's so many options absolutely everywhere. I mean, if you just go into the options menu, you see it's a supposedly just a Flash game, but look at the amount of stuff that's in here. And this is actually also released on Steam, or about to be released on Steam. There's a ton of content. There's so many stuff that you could do here. It's really great. And you actually have player select. You could actually have up to 4 players, which is awesome. And you could use a controller, which I am going to use because this is way better than anything else that you have here. So I'm on a controller right now. I did play a little bit with the mouse, which is horrible. I never like playing these type of games with the mouse, but that's the option is here, which is okay. And then I switched over to keyboard. Keyboard, the only tiny caveat that I have is the keyboard kind of gets stuck sometimes, and one of the keys just, I don't know, keyboard has bugs. But the controller is probably the most fun, and it works really well, so there's no reason not to use a controller in order to play this. I've already unlocked a couple of stuff. I just played it a little bit. There's still a ton of content for me to get through, and you could bet your ass that I will, because it's really great. And there's a lot of very clever things. I want to talk just a little bit about some of them. I'm not going to go through most of the sub-weapons and costumes that do different things, and I'll just let you know that in terms of items, you gain money and stuff, and there's an expansion that you could get that has more stuff that you could support the game because this is completely free, so there's an expansion for more stuff, more content. And you have cheats, which are basically positive things that lower your score, and there's handicaps, which is negative things that up your score. So it's all about the score in a way, and costumes do different things and buff you, and weapons are different types of weapons in a bullet hell game. There's everything that you could want in a bullet hell type game. I just started level 3-1, but I want to go to the beginning to just talk about really how this game goes. You could even do like the starting level and difficulty and rank, and there's high scores, and there's so much crap in here, holy crap. But the nice part is the tiny little things and adjustments that they make to make this really, really great. And all these things that you wish that you'd have in past games of this genre. So welcome to Bullet Heaven 2. You can play the game with a mouse, keyboard, or controller. You can change your control settings from the player select menu. So this little sort of tutorial, every level, it tells you a little bit of something about the game. There's not all of the information because you can't retain all the information. But you don't need most of it because bullet hell is very standard. You can kind of know what you're supposed to do. You shoot stuff and you don't die, you know? But a little bit quips here and there, explanation of a little bit more of the mechanics, exactly how things are done, that you could probably understand on your own, but you get more and more as you continue. And I got to the 3rd world, and I'm still learning stuff about the game. So it's a nice way of doing that. We do have some kind of semblance of a story, but it's not really. It's just the characters that if you're familiar with, yay, if you're not, then whatever. And they're just, blah, 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 about all kinds of stuff. And then there's stuff to kill. So, first of all, let's talk about the bullet hell style. So there's things, and they will eventually shoot me. This is level 1, so they don't actually shoot me here. And you can see that I have 100 and 100. So I have 2 different types of shots. One of them is the left side. This is the standard one. If I just spam it, it's kind of crappy. But if I let it build up, it'll actually shoot out more, which is very positive, right? So I don't want to spam it too much. Sometimes you need to, but I want to let it build up and then use the strongest attack. Now you have 2 of these, which have different types or they do different things. I have the second one, which also does There's time up as well. It also shoots a different type, a different style, different direction, or whatever it is, and it loads up a little bit slower. There are different types of characters with different types of guns, with different types of weapons, and there's a whole, there's a whole gameplay with that. But other than that, there isn't, insane damage or you could reach crazy levels. There isn't anything like that. The game just stays at this level. The differences are just differences in the type of weapons that you have, which is kind of your own preference. And that's actually really great because it keeps everything on the same base. It's not like you'll come over and in level 300 you'll have standard mobs that take 1,000,000 shots to actually hit, to actually kill. You don't have that. If there's a stronger enemy that takes a longer time to kill, there's a good reason for that, and it's a big one, and it's fine. So it's done in really good taste. And you can see that they come in waves. There's actually 10 waves every level. And then if you do it perfectly, which means you never got hit and you never used a bomb, there's also a bomb which does on the entire freaking screen and removes all the bullets and whatever. Then you get a perfect and all the bullets go away and you get bonus multiplier and blah, 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 blah in terms of score. All these things in terms of score. And you can see that you're killing adorable slimes and flying slimes and cats for some reason, and I'm flying on a sword. Another really cool thing is that if you actually get hit, then I'll try and get hit, and if I use a sword immediately afterwards, if I use a bomb immediately afterwards, I don't actually take damage. So if I use a bomb immediately after I get hit, I don't actually take damage, which is a cool little thing. And you can see I have 3 lives at the top right, and I also have 3 bombs. I've already used 2 of them to show you stuff. Now, I'm at the bonus level right now, so there are 10 waves for each stage, let's call it. And if you manage to do very well, you might get bonus levels, up to 3 bonus waves that you don't have to complete. You could die at them. They're usually harder than the rest of the level, but you can get bonus score, basically. If you do perfectly, you'll get 3 more bonus levels, bonus waves, and you're good, right? Another really cool thing that they do, and this is something that they've always done, can I just do, blah, 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 you get score for everything, you get stats, everything is perfect, everything is there, everything that you could want is possibly there. Your hitbox is marked by a tiny dot in the middle of your character. It's actually only 1 pixel. This is the only part that you can take damage, so keep it away from enemy bullets. Blah, 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 story. So you can see the dot in the middle of my character. And not only can I actually, only if it hits, then it hits, but I can also graze. It's called a graze when it's really, really close, and that actually gives me more score. So if I'm really close to getting hit, but I don't actually get hit, that's good. Now, I move at a certain speed, but sometimes, especially if there's a bajillion bullets, and that's kind of the point of bullet hell, you want to move slower. And what you could do with that is you could press, in my case, I'm using a controller, it's the trigger buttons, and I can actually move a lot slower, which will help me not die. In addition to that, while you're doing, and this is one of my favorites, while you're dodging a bajillion bullets, you're usually focused on your character, usually at the bottom of the screen, at which point you can't really look up and see what's happening. So if you notice at the bottom of the screen, there are actually arrows, and these arrows tell you where the enemies are. So if I can't look up, and I'm actually just focused on this section, the bottom of the screen, I can actually just take a look at these arrows, and just look at the bottom. I'm not actually looking at the top of the screen. I can't see anything. I'm just focused on my character and looking at those arrows in order to kill stuff. And it's such a clever little trick to do to make the experience of playing this game a lot better, of this genre. It's a really smart addition to the genre, I feel. And what more is there to say? This is great. I mean, I could just play this a lot, and I have, and I'm going to continue playing this a lot. There's all the stats at the top. There's a million things to do and to unlock and levels and whatever, and it's just really good, good bullet hell type game. The bosses are also really nice, and sometimes you get that, I'm getting there. Not everybody loves this genre. I love dodge type games, and Bullet Heaven and Bullet Hell are just great. So this is Bullet Heaven 2. I actually can't wait to play this with other people. I don't know if I'll get to... I do have a couple of controllers for playing this with. You can play with up to 4 people, which is really cool. That's actually really wonderful. I love party games. It's called Bullet Heaven. It's by Matt Likes Swords, and the music is by Firna, if I'm saying her name correctly. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching Bullet Heaven 2 Concept Hunter, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.